Recently, there have been some new information on AMD's Zen 3 architecture and when they might release it. Now, alongside this info, there was no mention of 7nm plus. Now, today in this video, we're gonna go over what's known so far, what is rumored up to this point, so stick around to get the scoop. Okay, so a while back in an article by PC Gamer, which I will link down in the description, AMD's Vice President and GM of their data center, Forrest Narad, I hope I said that right, stated that the Zen 3 architecture will be a brand new architecture. Now, we all knew this, but what you might not have known is that AMD was set to reveal or release its Zen 3 architecture in June at Computex. Now, this was a rumor, this was never verified, and I would think that around that time AMD would probably be more focused on releasing some of their other products, so I don't think that that rumor was right. Now, the fact that this current pandemic that has swept our globe has actually pushed back Computex to September. Maybe they won't even have it at all. That's not been confirmed that they're going to have it in September. It is rumored again that AMD will be either revealing or releasing their Zen 3 architecture in September. And if it goes anything like Zen 2's release, we could see AMD getting those Zen 3 parts on shelves by October. Now, this is not confirmed and is just a rumor up to this point, but I could see it happening. It was slated to be released late Q3 of 2020, and that is late Q3 of 2020. Also, back in March, late March, as AMD had its Financial Analyst Day, they also dropped the 7nm plus from their roadmap, and they stated that by putting the 7nm plus, they did not mean TSMC's N7 Plus architecture, which uses EUV lithography, which would be an increase of 18 to 20% in transistor density, but they neither denied that they would be using that either. All that Forrest Narad would say was that these new Zen 3 chips would be better than their previous 7nm counterparts. I tend to agree with that. I think with a new architecture, and even if they are just using the 7nm advanced lithography, which is what they would be using if not using N7 Plus, that would give us a huge boost in performance. Now, it isn't specifically known what AMD will do at this point. We don't know if they're using the N7 Plus or the N7P TSMC node. If they were to use the N7P node, that would give them either 7% boost in performance or exactly the same clock speeds at 10% less power consumption. But that is only half of the story when it comes to the Zen 3 chips. Do you remember in the beginning of this when I said that Forrest Narad said that it would be a brand new architecture? I don't know all what changes they are being made, no one knows exactly, but one thing that is known for sure is that they will be taking the L3 cache and not only increasing the L3 cache, but they will also be combining the L3 cache. Now, if you know anything about L3 cache and how it was in the Zen 2 and how they designed it in the Zen architecture before, that is what was communicating through the Infinity Fabric, and that caused latency. So with the L3 cache combined, that would reduce latency tremendously. Now, with this, it looks a lot more promising. Not only would AMD be the king of the ring in workstations, but they also might, not only would AMD maybe match, but they also could surpass Intel in gaming performance on what they have on their current 9th gen lineup. But like with anything else, take that with a grain of salt and wait for things to come out and wait for these reviewers and for people to get their hands on these and test them and see exactly what they are going to do. Another big rumor going around is that these might be the last processors that will be able to be used on the AM4 platform. And if they can be used on the AM4 platform, I think that's awesome. We've had the AM4 platform for what, 3 years now? It's been good to us. If these last generations of processors can be used on, albeit not all, but a lot of these AM4 boards that are out now, and they are backwards compatible, I see AMD in the future gaining a lot more market share. However, if these processors are used on the AM4 platform, they will be the last processors to be used on the AM4 platform. There has also been a rumor going around that we might see 4 threads per core with AMD's new Zen 3 architecture, and that rumor has been pretty much been squashed. We're not getting 4 threads per core. Now, that's not to say that in the future I could see AMD doing something like this with their 5000 series lineup, or maybe doing something like this with their server grade products. But as for desktops, ain't gonna happen. Now, some rumors have pointed to 17, and some places I've heard 18% improvement in the IPC instructions per clock, as well as a 50% increase in the floating point operations. Now, if this is true, that would fall right in line with what we would probably be getting with a generational and also a node change, even though they might not be using the very best 7nm EUV lithography. As long as they're using the 7nm advanced lithography and they're jumping to a new architecture, I could see all of this being true. Now, if these rumors are true about the 17% IPC increase, this could be Zen 3 being AMD's TOC, where Zen 2 being AMD's TIC. Now, I know that's an Intel term, but AMD said that they were gonna adopt it, so don't look at me. So with all that said, I'd like to know, what do you guys or gals think about the new Zen 3 architecture? Is it gonna wow us, or is it gonna meh us? Hit the comments up below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I want to hear what everybody's thinking. Have you heard anything else about the Zen 3 architecture coming out? Is there any news that I missed in this video? Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you like this video, you know what to do. Turn that thumbs up blue and hit that red subscribe button. Also, hit that notification bell so you know when all my videos go live, and you can stay tuned for more tech related videos, as well as guides, mods, and I got a water cooling build coming up soon, so definitely subscribe for that. Alright, you guys stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. AMD's GM and Vice President of his AMD's But one thing that is known for sure is that they will be taking the L3 cache and not only increasing the L3 cache. I see AMD in the future gaining a lot more market share and I see AMD in the future taking a lot more